At this point, we're going to need a piece of paper and a pen to write down all the formats of cricket that we have. We are aware of Test cricket, ODI, T20, and T10. But guess what? Say hello to the new format. Now we have Test 20. Yes, my people. It hasn't been sanctioned or approved by ICC just yet, but this is what they have been working on. And former West Indies captain Sir Clive Lloyd is an advisor on that board, right? So just bear with me. I am going to be giving you all the information you need to know on this. So just bear with me as I read through. Taking this from the Mint, so all credit goes to them. So it says, what is Test 20? It's a cricket's newest format, right? So we're going to talk about it. So it says Test 20 is a new format in the game of cricket, aimed for players aged between 13 and 19. Sir Clive Lloyd, Matthew Hayden, A.B. de Villiers, and Harbhajan Singh are in the advisory board of the Test 20. However, the format is not approved by the International Cricket Council. So it says, let me go down into this article. So it says, after tests, one-dayers, T20s, and T10s, a fifth new format has been introduced in cricket, known as Test 20, an 80-over format that fuses the depth of Test cricket with the thrill of T20. The Test 20 is aimed at young cricketers aged between 13 and 19 and will see teams playing 4 innings of 20-over matches. 4 innings of 20 overs each. It says the matches will be played in whites and will be played with a red ball, just like in Test cricket. You don't say. Unlike traditional cricket, the tournament will merge 2 formats, Tests and T20s. In Test 20, each team can bowl 4 power play overs. A team can enforce a follow-on with a first innings lead of 75 runs or more. A maximum of 5 bowlers will be allowed to bowl across the match, with each allowed to bowl a maximum of 8 overs. The format retains traditional outcomes: win, lose, tie, or draw. When will inaugural Test 20 begin? It said the inaugural Test 20 season will be launched in January 2026. It will feature 6 global franchises, 3 Indian city-based teams, and 3 international teams, right? They say Dubai, London, and 1 from the United States. They say each 16-player franchise squad will include 8 Indian and 8 international players, creating a dynamic intersection of local and global talent. They say player registration for cricketers aged 13 to 19 opens at 7 p.m. on the 16th of October 2025. Right, and as I said, we have A.B. de Villiers, Harbhajan Singh, Matthew Hayden, and the likes of Sir Clive Lloyd on the board there as advisor. Who are all behind Test 20? It says Test 20 is a brainchild of sports entrepreneur Gaurav Bahirvani. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name. They say executive chairman of the 116 network. Speaking at the global launch event, he said, and I quote, This isn't another league. It's a living tribute to the spirit of cricket. Test 20 preserves the game's legacy while shaping its future. All right. And beside this entrepreneur, legendary, as I said, Sir Clive Lloyd, you have Matthew Hayden, A.B. de Villiers, and Harbhajan Singh are all members of the Test 20 Advisory Board. Now, Lloyd remarked that Test 20 brings back the art and rhythm of the sport. This is Sir Clive Lloyd now. Having lived through every era of cricket, I can say the game has always adapted, but never this thoughtfully. He said, Test 20 brings back the art and rhythm of the sport, yet keeps it alive with modern energy. End quote. So that is Sir Clive Lloyd. A.B. de Villiers, as we know, is a modern day great. This is him now, and I quote, Test 20 is innovation with intent. It honors the traditions of the game while embracing the possibilities of the future. It gives young players a new dream to chase and fans a new story to follow. End quote. So that is coming from A.B. de Villiers. So A.B. de Villiers definitely buying into that one. So let's talk about ICC now and what they have to say about, well, not what ICC have to say about this, but, just the information that is sent out. They say, is Test 20 approved by ICC? They say, as of now, the International Cricket Council, ICC, has not approved Test 20 and it is privately managed. They said the ICC only recognizes 3 formats: ODIs, Tests, and T20s. And depending on how well this goes, they might. But we know T10 goes on different private leagues and thing. They haven't adapted that. So, this coming up doesn't necessarily mean they're going to adapt it. But if it works out, they might. They say key takeaways from Test 20. They say it's designed for players aged between 13 and 19 years. They say each match will be played over a total of 80 overs. They say the match will be completed in a single day. They say each team will bat twice, just like in a test match, with 2 innings of 20 overs per side. All right. They say the scores will be carried forward across innings, thus making the aggregate total the deciding factor. They say matches will conclude in a win, lose, tie, or draw. So that is the first bit of information that we're getting about this Test 20. Very, very interesting, my people. Very interesting. And they're targeting players between the ages of 13 to 19. I mean, they have to try to find some way to see if they can save Test cricket, because based on how we see things happening now, I mean, not in all the teams. You have probably 3 or 4 teams that it seems as if they're always going to produce Test cricketers, and there are always going to be players wanting to get in. But we have seen around the world where a lot of players who were even dedicated to Test cricket, they have decided to really try the T20 format. So I guess they're just seeing if they can catch some of the younger players from early. One perfect example is Kane Williamson, a modern day superstar when it comes on to concentration and batting long. And, he has decided to see if he can, do some T20 stuff. So I guess they're trying to save some of the legacy of Test cricket, but we'll have to see how it works. How it works. England, they launched theirs a few years ago where they call it the 100. Hasn't really taken on outside of their place, right? But they still have their league going. So let us see. This means excitement will be there just the same, because it's not 5 days, so excitement will be there. Players will end up bowling more overs. Players will have the opportunity to bat a little longer and things. So we will see. We will see how all of this will go, my people. According to them, they're trying to find a way to preserve Test cricket. Coming in with something like this would almost start to convince me that we probably soon start. We probably soon have to bury Test cricket, but Let us see. Let us see. It might inspire a few players to play some red ball cricket. Big up on yourself, my people, and stay safe.